Hey Ben, did anything stand out as where this one kind of started to get away tonight?
You know what? After the second period, I mean that third goal was a backbreaker with 2 3 seconds left. But I mean, I thought our start to the game was actually encouraging. We got home at 3 or 4 in the morning, which isn't an excuse, but they didn't play last night, so I was concerned about our start and our energy from the get go. But I didn't mind our start. We had some energy, we had some jump. All four lines are rolling pretty well, and then that goal at the end of the second period to put us down 3-0, and then the wheels just kind of fell off in the third for whatever reason. So, it is frustrating. You do have those games sometimes when some guys aren't all in it. I won't say all in. Some guys just have an off night, and we just had a lot of guys have an off night tonight.
Obviously, a ton of special teams throughout the game, especially the first 25, 30 minutes or so. Does that do anything to the rhythm of a team having to go back and forth? I know it was even each way kind of for the first half at least.
Well, I saw a lot of their power play. I didn't see too much of ours. I think they had 8 power plays to our 3. So, I'm not going to sit here and pick apart the referees, but anytime you've got a lot of penalties, it does ruin the flow of the game, and guys that aren't on the kill aren't playing. If we have a lot of power plays, sometimes it can go the other way. The guys that are on the power play don't get really involved in the game. That happened the other night in Cleveland, where we had a 5-minute major right off the bat. And some of our guys that weren't on the PP, they're not getting their shifts, not getting involved in the game early, which then you're playing catch up, and that can work against you as well sometimes. But we can't go out there and take 8 penalties in a game and expect to win against a power play that's third in the league, which with our help tonight probably pumped them up to first.
McIsaac and Pearson weren't in tonight. What's their status?
Pearson was a little bit of a sickness, just non-COVID related, just a little bit under the weather. And McIsaac just day-to-day with an upper body injury.
And then last thing for me, in 4 and 5 to end the season, you've talked about obviously the time you guys got in tonight. What is it going to take to kind of, keep the resolve here with no playoffs kind of, lingering like you normally would at this time of year?
Yeah, well, if you look at it, we've got 3 days, essentially 3 days left in our season. And, we just talked after the game that, the amount of commitment, sacrifice, dedication, all these protocols that we've had to live the last 5 months, you'd be cheating yourself if you didn't show up the last 3 days. And it wouldn't be fair to yourself, it wouldn't be fair to your teammates not to show up for these last 3 days. So even though there are no playoffs, I think just as a hockey player, as a competitor, you can't just mail it in. I do not expect that from this group. This group has been fantastic all year long. I'll gladly go to war with that team any day of the week. Tonight, we just had an off night.
Thanks, Ben.
So tomorrow, are you guys just kind of relaxing, or are you guys going to have like a full-on practice?
I haven't decided yet.
Yeah. What are you kind of looking like? How are you trying to channel that frustration to finish the season strong against Cleveland?
Well, I think there's great learning experiences from a lot of games, whether it's a big win or a big loss. And I mean, you can take something away from every game, but I think the biggest thing is not to get frustrated. I mean, that's the worst thing we can do. I mean, I think our guys have to take a deep breath here and realize where they're at and leave a good lasting impression with the last 2-3 days that we had there.
You sort of touched on it a second ago, but in the way you talk to them after a loss like this, we're like this close to the end of the season. What's sort of the tone that you go at them with this? I mean, we're this close to the end. Are you hard? I mean, how would you describe the way you handled it after the game?
I think collectively as a group, everyone's disappointed. I'm not the only one disappointed. The players themselves are disappointed. We pride ourselves. I think this year our team, our identity has been all about our competitiveness, and we just didn't have it tonight. So I think that we've got a group of guys, and they're a character group of guys that that's going to learn from this, park it, and then move forward here Thursday, Friday, Saturday.